Here we are, about to land on an alien planet. I'm not sure when it is. It's 1970 in the German version and 1985 in the American. However, YouTube is trying its hardest to prevent this from happening. I don't know how I managed to get the first two parts posted with little trouble, but this video is being totally blocked for copyright reasons. And as far as I know, the movie is no longer under copyright. I even obtained it from a collection of public domain films, as I have the other films on this playlist. I do not have the time, energy, patience, or any of those kinds of qualities to deal with this. Since the video is the same in both versions, except for a few brief moments cut from the English version, I've just forged ahead by adding the English dub to the German video, which I probably should have done from the beginning. This also allows for correcting the aspect ratio. The differences between the dub and the subtitles are interesting. Except, after accepting a low-resolution test version of the video yesterday, they're now blocking the whole thing again. Now, as a last resort, I'm distorting the scenes. It works for most videos. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Now, regardless of that, the movie was made in 1960, when nobody knew much about Venus, except maybe Carl Sagan. The good doctor published his first scientific paper, titled The Planet Venus. Recent observations shed light on the atmosphere, surface, and possible biology of the nearest planet. In the March 24th, 1961 issue of the journal Science. And the title almost sounds like the plot of this movie. Now, before we get too involved, let's try to keep this in mind. The name of the genre is science fiction. The fact is that at the time this movie was made, the amount of knowledge of Venus was far more fiction than science. What we know today makes the science seem laughable. Now, we need to consider the time and place and remember the concept of willing suspension of disbelief. As much as I feel it's my duty to correct the errors, I'll try to suppress the urge.
5,000 miles.
After only 31 days of flight, we have nearly reached our destination. All our efforts to communicate
Actually,
with the Earth via
after
lunar
31
have been
days,
unsuccessful.
he'd be nowhere near Venus.
We have started to decelerate
Sorry.
by means of our rocket
Suppress
motors.
the urge.
Professor Herring
Suppress
is
the
guiding
urge.
the ship into an elliptical orbit around Venus. We are now a satellite of this silent planet. We are still trying, but in vain, to establish radio contact with her inhabitants. A thick wall of clouds surrounds the planet.
3,500 miles.
First analysis, Venus atmosphere. 27% carbon dioxide, 14% formaldehyde. No oxygen, atmosphere poisonous.
Well, I don't consider this a
the difficult
correction.
decision.
That
As
wasn't
you know,
a
we can
bad
only
guess
land
at the
and take
time.
off once. No
Later
point in taking
data
any
shows
unnecessary chances.
96.5 carbon
One of us has got to go ahead
dioxide,
as scouts.
3.5%
2,000 miles.
Close
nitrogen.
enough. Now I'll go in the crawlercopter.
Formaldehyde was
Okay,
a
Brinkman.
sensible guess.
You've got
It's
to try and
embalming
find a landing
fluid.
place for us.
Definitely highly
We'll stay
toxic
in orbit
and
at
poisonous.
150 miles altitude, all right?
The crawlercopter's ready.
1,500 miles. Well,
Now let's don't be forward.
action stations. Action stations, everyone.
This I can't let
750
pass.
miles.
They are
Stand by.
playing so fast and
We are
loose
now
with
entering the atmosphere
units
of
and
Venus.
conversions.
Attention.
My brain is about to explode. Now, in only a minute and a half, they have made the following equivalencies. Now, the metric system was formalized in 1799. So the correct values would have been known for 161 years. This isn't a matter of the knowledge of the time. It's a matter of stupidity or carelessness. After multiple careful listenings, I've determined that the captions are correct. Whoever did the translation for the dub just didn't care. Here's what the actual conversion should be. I'm not going to comment on this anymore, even though it continues throughout.
We're flying at 300 miles altitude. Our present speed is 4.3 miles a second. Are you ready, Brinkman?
All right, let her go.
Release. Brinkman? Hello? Hello, Brinkman?
Hello?
What's the matter with his receiver?
I'm not getting you.
There's something wrong with your receiver. Can you hear me now?
I can't understand you. Something's wrong with your transmitter.
Hello. What's the matter with our transmitter?
Heavy electrical disturbance. We're completely
I like the way they
blocked out.
blame each other. Your
Hello.
receiver doesn't work.
Brinkman.
Your
What
transmitter
is it,
doesn't
Brinkman?
work.
Herringway, can you hear me? I'm now at 1,500 feet. Visibility nil. Radar indicates that the surface is extremely mountainous. I can't see anything. I'm completely surrounded by thick clouds. Wait a minute. Yes, I can see land, boys. I can see land. Hello. Hello. Cosmos Freighter, I can't hear you. I'm landing. Here she goes.
Brinkman is not receiving us. I can't make contact.
Our altitude?
24,000 feet.
Omega, you take the lead. Go on. I'm right behind you.
I don't understand. I'm puzzled by these strange flashes of light which we keep seeing. They're bursting all around us. What do you make of them, Olaf?
In my opinion, the atmosphere in this area is ionized.
Well, what's the cause?
Atomic radiation.
Then that means that they're attacking us. And Brinkman.
We must fly lower. We must get below this bank of clouds if we want to establish contact with Brinkman. It's the only way.
Brinkman calling. Cosmos Freighter, please answer me. Over. Omega.
Listening. Be careful. Danger.
Go on, Omega.
Intense radiation. 8 purine.
How long can we stay here?
8 minutes maximum.
Turn back, Omega. Cosmos Freighter. Cosmos Freighter. I don't hear you. Hello. Hello. You hear me?
This blasted radioactive forest won't let radio waves through. Go on, Oliver. Go on. Keep going. Keep on. Hold it, Omega. They're attacking us. Cosmos Trader! Cosmos Trader! Do you hear me? The crawler compass exploded.
A flash. See that? What was it?
I don't know. The computer shows a pressure wave. Apparently an explosion. Distance, 120 miles.
Brinkman.
Oh, it could be a signal from the Venusians. We'd better land at once as best we can. Tallow, make a careful check on our position. And try to contact Brinkman again.
Omega! Back here! Quickly!
Whoops. What are they saying? What are they saying?
Stand by.
Deceleration rockets.
Thrust. 18, 21, 24, 27, 30.
Now that's some accurate piloting for you. Landed right on top of them. At least that's what all the smoke, steam, exhaust, whatever, filling the chamber suggests.
Helicopter exploded. Poor old Brinkman.
There's the cause. There's a high-tension line underground. You're on. Get the crawlers out of the way, or the next time the voltage mounts, exactly the same thing will do us. Omega!
Brinkman! We thought you were dead. I was lucky.
You might have chosen a better place to land.
Why? What do you mean?
There's a high-tension line over there.
Now, your machine blew up just because you landed right on top of that surface power line.
All we have to do is to follow it, and it will probably lead us to the inhabitants of Venus.
There's no point in trying to do that. I've already found the inhabitants of Venus. And I've brought one of them back for you.
How did he get out of that electric insect chamber?
What is it?
I wonder if it is a form of life. I'll investigate at once.
All right, Chen Yu. And while he's doing that, let's go and try to follow that line.
Okay.
Omega, come on.
Crawler, please come in. Crawler, please come in.
We're following the power line. Something very strange here. A white sphere that looks like an immense golf ball.
It's Epcot Center at Disney World. Maybe this is where Walt got the idea.
It's incredible. You think it's a machine, Olaf?
Well, I can't say yet. I don't know. Everything here is so strange. It's as if we were trying to decipher a book in an unknown language. Let's hope that soon we'll be able to read it. Then perhaps we'll understand.
Olaf, let me know when you've got your instruments ready. I'll need all the figures I can get.
Okay, Sakana.
Good. Thank you.
On all
Hello,
frequencies?
stay in contact with us. Very
Not
well,
possible.
Professor.
At least not all at once.
I am looking at Venus on the observation screen of the Cosmostrator. Everything is strangely quiet. Is this the calm before the storm? Why don't the Venusians answer? Or are these metallic insects really the masters of this planet? Chen Yu is working day and night to solve the mystery of these strange creatures.
Investigated your strange inhabitants. They're completely harmless. They're not a form of life.
When I think how scared I was in that hole.
Your discovery is more significant than you think. I put one of the microcrystals in the Marax. Listen.
Sounds like a whole flock of R2 units.
Yes. Those were the voices of the Venusians. I would say that these strange metallic insects had a way of storing sound in their crystalline nuclei.
Are you trying to tell us that the Venusians used these insects to record both speech and sound?
That's right.
But that's fantastic.
Yes, but it's true.
Well, that would mean that the hole which Brinkman fell into is a chamber of archives containing some of the records of this planet.
But then where can the inhabitants be? They certainly saw a spaceship land. They couldn't have missed it, yet nothing happened. Nothing at all.
And my machine blowing up. You call that nothing?
I need more figures, more data, and especially more of those metallic insects.
The research program is going according to plan. We are all fascinated by the vitrified forest. But our spacesuits are so heavy that working outside the ship is difficult. The investigation of the power lines leading to the white sphere and measurement of tension changes is done by oscillograph. The storms which whip across Venus only make the work harder.
That's where the lines lead to, all right. There's no doubt. That's it.
Chen Yu was collecting samples of the sand carried by the storm. Sometimes they are radioactive, sometimes they are not. He is searching for traces of life. The long Venusian night is always preceded by a violent storm.
Don't know how to tell you guys this, but a night on Venus is 171 and a half Earth days long. Venus spins very slowly.
Do you think this vitrified forest is a biological formation?
Why not? It could come from a dried up seabed.
You're wrong. It's not a natural formation. Professor Sakana has been feeding figures and data into the electronic brain, and he now has some conclusions. He says
More
that
pseudoscience
vitrified
nonsense.
forest is an enormous energy
A
producer,
night on Venus is about
capable of
5 days,
destroying
not
all
16.
life within a radius of millions of miles.
Then it was built by the inhabitants of Venus.
Yes. This vitrified forest was made to be a weapon of aggression. But then something went unexpectedly wrong.
I'd hate to be in a situation where something going wrong was expected.
I'm afraid it was more serious than that. The metal insects you found for us show us something very significant.
That's very interesting. Go on, tell us more, Professor Sakana.
I do not yet have all the facts, but I think that a terrible catastrophe took place on Venus. I reach a certain stage, and I can't get any further. It's chaotic. It's like everything was broken. Now, if there really was a catastrophe which changed the face of the whole planet, then it was so huge a catastrophe as to be absolutely beyond our powers of comprehension.
We can only solve this problem by means of further systematic research. Take this great white sphere to which all these power lines lead and whose function we don't understand. It appears to be a giant transformer unit, or else it is a force field generator.
Another strange thing is that there is periodic tension in the main power lines.
I would even suggest that there might still be Venusians inside the sphere who have survived the colossal catastrophe that befell their planet. They could still be trying to send an SOS to another station.
What should we do?
We must go out and explore. We'll follow the main power line to the other end.
Calling the concentrator. We have been driving for nearly 7 hours now. We are following the energy line, and so far we haven't found a trace of life. This power line's got to end somewhere. Herringway, shall we keep going?
Yes. We're still going forward. Keep on following us and watch out.
What's that?
I don't know. They're not natural forms. They must have been buildings of some sort.
There must have been as high a temperature here as on the sun. And every living thing was destroyed by an incredible catastrophe.
What are you thinking, Sumiko?
Of the damage.
Be the entrance. Let's follow it.
I agree with you.
Come on, Miguel. We're going in.
Perhaps it's a model for instructing space pilots. Though it probably has a deeper significance.
Over here, there's a shaft. Looks like one of the Venusian nerve centers.
A huge control room.
But who is servicing it? Since it's apparent that this whole installation is still under tension.
Omega. What is it?
Strange, what can it be?
It might be the missing power source.
bubbles.
Could be a kind of organic life.
So we end on a cliffhanger. Why not? Tune in again next time for the exciting conclusion to First Spaceship on Venus in 2 languages.